Woo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy RickyMoto. Welcome back to yet another video. So today we're going to be taking out this beautiful BMW M4, and it is a competition model tuned on stage 1. We have a whole bunch of modifications done to it, so if you guys want to see a whole review video where I talk about every single modification, I will leave a link in the description below. The most notable thing that I'm super worried about today is this headlight delete kit. I don't want to get pulled over, and this car is pretty much a, magnet for cops. Anyways, we're going to be going on a little coffee run and doing a quick POV drive as well. We do have some pretty aggressive tints on here, so that's why it's really dark. We have 5% on the sides, and then the windshield is 35, so it's a little bit brighter up front so I can see at night. Let's get our seatbelt on because safety first. And let's start this baby up. Whew. We have a lot of warnings on the dash. Don't worry about that. We're gonna go get some coffee first so we can get our day started. And maybe when we hit some back roads, we can start opening it up and going a little bit more aggressive with the driving. I gotta be really careful in this parking lot because there's a lot of bumps here and I don't want my lip getting destroyed. This is what it's like driving a super low car, y'all. I know a lot of guys love slam cars, but this is the reality of what you have to drive like. Just a lot of left and rights, Oh, here we have it. This is a 2016 BMW M4 competition. It does come with a individual color, so it's tanzanite blue, but it has been wrapped over with the satin rose gold. I know a lot of people are like, why would you wrap over a individual color? Like, that kind of defeats the purpose of having a very rare color. Yeah, I know, but I gotta be honest, I didn't really love the color on this car, like the tanzanite blue, I was never really a guy that was into blue color things. So as nice as it is, I rather prefer a wrap instead. Performance-wise, we are currently running a stage 1 tune. We have catless downpipes, we have a mid-pipe, and then we have upgraded spark plugs and ignition coils, and that's it. That's pretty much it for the performance. It's a very conservative and mild, build. I didn't want to push it too hard because, for one, my crank hub on this car is not done still, but it's been holding up. I haven't had any issues with it. And also, the more I push it, the more things are to be susceptible. The more I tune it, more of the story is, the more it's going to be at risk for braking. Also, due to the headlight delete, we have an adaptive headlight malfunction, which I don't know if you can code out. I had something similar like that happen to my F82, but that's because my headlight actually broke on that car. Okay, buddy, let's get going. I'll just get a tall peppermint mocha. That's it.
No problem at all.
Yep. Good thing I have tints, because I definitely look crazy if people see me with a GoPro strapped to my head. Hey, yep. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Alrighty. If you guys never tried out the Starbucks peppermint mocha, I gotta say it's super underrated. Only is available during the holiday season, which is kind of sad. I wish it was like a year-round thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually open up these valves, put it in sport. Not sport plus right now. I'm gonna open up the window very slightly, just so we can hear part of the exhaust noise. The catless downpipe and the mid pipe is definitely, giving a lot of airflow and a lot of noise, but because we still have the muffler on here, I gotta say the exhaust on this thing is not too crazy, just because we still have the OEM muffler on here. I never really planned on opening it up completely and just doing a muffler delete, just because it would just be obnoxious. Should we do a little small baby pull here? Why not? So guys, this thing is very slippery. If you guys never driven an M4, man, these things love to lose traction. Currently just got a gas warning, 49 miles left, which, that's fine. But I gotta say, it's not scary, Like in some cars, when you break traction, you really feel like you're about to crash, but this car is very controlled. Like, you feel like you can control that drift, or like if it kicks out, you can counter steer pretty easily. And that's also due to the fact that this car has a really close to 50-50 weight distribution. It's still a little front heavy though, but for the most part, it's very balanced with it being a rear wheel drive car. I feel like the power band on this car is a little bit closer to the middle point. Obviously, around 6,000 is like the maximum power, but you start to feel the turbos kick in around the 4,000 mark. Anything below that, it does feel a little bit sluggish. Now, this car doesn't have that much turbo lag as people kind of make it seem like. I think that's also due to the fact that this is a manual version, because, with the automatics or the DCT, the dual clutch, when you, floor the pedal, it has to do like a quick downshift first, and that kick down causes a delay. So the manual versions, if you guys were wondering, depending on which gear you're in, you pretty much have power like at any point, depending on where you keep your RPMs at. Manual version, the only kind of gripe I have with it is that going from first to second is a little bit difficult. I think that's pretty common with most manual cars, but with this car especially, like going to first and second is really rough. So a lot of times that I'm shifting from first to second, I'm actually slipping the clutch. You know, even after I engage the second gear, I don't let go of the clutch right away. So like I'm in first gear right now, I'm gonna go to second, clutch in, shift, and I'm still on the clutch, and then I let go. So a little delayed on the clutch just in the first gear shift, but other than that, going to like third and fourth is just instant. You know, it's buttery smooth, and I love how stiff the shifter is. Now I did hear some reviews or some complaints about people having the 6-speed, and they say that the gear shifter is kind of wonky, that it gets kind of jammed, it doesn't really like to click in place and it pops out. That did happen to me a few times, but I noticed it's all pretty much driver or user error. You know, the car shifts really, really well, but oh, there's a cop right here. I'm blending in with traffic. Oh boy. But yeah, you know, a lot of the times that the gear shift is not smooth is mainly due to the person driving it. I noticed if you don't engage the clutch all the way when you shift, that's how the gear shift doesn't click in all the way. And due to that, it can pop back out. So it kind of just depends on how you drive it. I never really have issues with that. The car also just feels very responsive to every single input. So like the steering is like, you know, any little tiny movement, you're already going. There's not a lot of delay. Another complaint a lot of people have is about the steering on the M cars is that, you know, because it is an electronic steering system, not, you know, hydraulic, it causes some delay. And honestly, I don't really notice it too much because it's very sharp. You know, every little input, it does it. But there is a slight delay, a very, very slight delay, I gotta say, but it's so little that you don't really notice it. Also, when it comes to the steering play, it does have a little bit of wobble in it, but when you tighten the steering using the Sport Plus, you know, steering system, it, you know, tightens it a lot where you really don't notice the play anymore. When you're in comfort mode, you can tell that the steering wheel kind of feels floppy. The suspension also has 3 settings: Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. I like to leave it in the middle around Sport, so you get like a middle ground of the dampening. You know, not too stiff, not too soft, a very balanced sort of config. So here we are, we're on this little back road area. I'm gonna open it up to Sport Plus, why not? As you guys can see, this thing loves to spin out. It loves to slide out very, very easily. We got road work over here. We're gonna slow down. We don't wanna put these people into danger. I'm gonna close the valves as well. It's very unforgiving of a car, and that's what I think is the selling point, or what draws people to the M cars, is that they're just very unforgiving. Like if you just push it hard, it will go crazy. You know, it doesn't really care. See, it's so planted around these corners. Downshift the fourth, accelerate through the corner, brake a little bit, downshift the third, back on the gas. See? The handling is just insane on this thing. The chassis is so stiff and you just feel extremely planted. Oh my gosh. When you're, you know, pushing it through the corners, if you just give it any sort of sudden mistake, or like if you just push the throttle a little bit too hard, it's gonna slip out, even if you have traction on, you know. But if you can get the balance right, it really hugs the road, you know, and you can really feel all that power. It has a lot of torque, you know, even in the mid-range RPMs. You don't have to be, you know, near a red line to get the power out of this thing. And there's another cop here. I'm gonna go left. I don't want to deal with them. That's another thing about driving something like this, especially if it's heavily modified. You are always anxious about the cops. I'm especially worried because I don't have a headlight on here. You know, like that's an instant ticket right there. I feel like this car is like, you can give it whatever you want it to do and it'll do it, and it doesn't care if it goes off the road. You know, it's an absolute monster, and you know, that's the whole appeal of it. You know, that's why it's fun. These shifts are solid, man. I don't know what people are saying about the 6-speed being wonky, man. Like, it feels rock solid to me. See, look at that, downshift, and it also has the auto rev matching, It comes, you know, stock like that in the comfort mode, and then in Sport Plus or Sport mode, you have to physically rev match yourself by flipping the throttle. Now, when you tune it, you have the option to actually enable the sort of auto blipping in all modes, which is what I've done, just because that's kind of what I'm used to. Because if I'm just driving in comfort mode, then switching to sports mode and having to change my driving style every time, it does get annoying. So I just kind of set it to the auto blip all the time, every time I downshift. I feel every little imperfection on the road. Like, I can feel the little cracks, I can feel the paint lines and whatnot. So it gives you a lot of driver feedback, and it makes you really connected to what the car is all about. So we're gonna enter this little area right now. I don't know if this is the same exact road that we've been on. Oh, it is. See, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just kind of roaming around, just, you know, without a GPS, without any knowledge of where I'm going. And that's kind of like the whole enjoyment factor of just getting lost in a car. You know, and it's a good way to kind of get some therapy in, a good way to just, you know, clear your mind. But yeah, guys, you know, this is my BMW M4. This is my dream car that I've wanted for many, many years. I'm glad to have owned it at a very young age. But yeah, the journey ends here with this car. You know, this is like the last day, the last drive. In the next few days, I will still be having the car, but won't be really driving it anymore because I got to keep the miles low for the next owner. And also I got to take a lot of the modifications off. So, you know, I'm just kind of fixing it up, making sure it's good to go for the next guy. And we are going to be getting another new car for this channel soon. I am actually picking it up this weekend while I'm getting rid of this. I'm actually doing a trade-in. I didn't really clarify that, but yeah, I'm actually trading this in for a different car, and I'm really excited for the new car as well. So as much as this is a sad moment, it's a bittersweet moment because we are getting something that is also very nice, also a lot of power. And you know, if you guys have any idea what it might be, let me know in the comment section below. The only clue I'm going to give you guys is that it is a sports car, it is a coupe, and it has a supercharged V6.